Covering wide receivers has not gone exactly how you've planned. Today I've got your back. We're going to go over 5 common mistakes that defensive backs and their coaches need to help them avoid when they're out there on the field. DB tip clips. All right, it's official. Cornerback is the hardest position in all of football. Yeah, I used to be on that whole kick about perhaps it's the quarterbacks because of all the pre-snap reads and all of the stuff that they've got to remember and manage a team. Yeah, but they get adequately compensated either by money or by attention for doing so. Us guys in the back, we don't get any love, especially the guys out on the island. And given the way I've seen games called lately, where it's all about the offense and the penalties are all for the defensive guys, yeah, there's no debate. Cornerback is the hardest position on the field. But today we're talking about the whole secondary and the mistakes that you guys need to avoid. So let's jump right into it. Do stay tuned till the end of this video though, because I have a very important question for you, plus some resources that could definitely help you in locking down these wide receivers. Here we go though. The first common mistake we need to avoid is lack of proper technique and coverage. One of the most common mistakes defensive backs make is a failure to execute proper coverage techniques. Now this includes such things as sloppy footwork, incorrect hand placement, and poor hip rotation. These technical flaws can result in missed assignments, separation from receivers, and the inability to make plays on the ball, and that's a big one. Coaches should emphasize the importance of sound technique and coverage, focusing on areas such as proper stance, because that's where it starts, backpedaling technique, something that's, coaches have been moving away from lately, mirroring receivers, and utilizing leverage to maintain position. That's another big one that cornerbacks, defensive backs in coverage tend to struggle with. Keep your leverage. The next thing on the list is poor eye discipline. Defensive backs must maintain proper eye discipline to read and react effectively. A common mistake is getting caught looking into the backfield. Tell me you haven't done that one. Or losing the receiver when you look in the backfield. This can lead to late reactions, allowing receivers to gain separation or make uncontested catches. Coaches should emphasize the need for disciplined eye control. Teach defensive backs to focus on a receiver's hip or midsection while maintaining great peripheral vision on the quarterback and the rest of their reads in the field. You guys, as coaches, have got to coach every rep, and that involves poorly directed eyes. Don't let your guys get away with it. It's a challenging habit to break once it forms. The biggest reason is, of course, you can't see your eyes while you're out there playing. You can't even feel what your eyes are doing. Gotta coach that up every time. This next one's a big one, especially for young players, and that is inadequate communication. Communication breakdowns among defensive backs can lead to coverage lapses, blown assignments, and missed opportunities. It's crucial for defensive backs to effectively communicate with each other. This ensures proper zone coverage, as well as passing off receivers and making adjustments in response to offensive formations and shifts. They're out there trying to trick you guys. Coaches should emphasize the importance of clear and concise communication so you don't fall for those tricks. Encouraging defensive backs to be vocal leaders on the field and to develop a common language and a set of signals is only going to really pay off in the end. Those guys have got to get out there talking, especially cornerbacks, because those guys will tend to be mute out on the field. Get them talking as much as you can. Number 4 is one that I think we all have done, and that's overcommitting and getting beat deep. One of the riskiest mistakes defensive backs make is overcommitting to a receiver or biting on double moves. This results in big completions for the offense. This can occur due to lack of discipline, poor recognition, or just an eagerness to make a big play. We've all been there. Coaches should stress the importance of maintaining proper depth and leverage, teaching defensive backs to stay patient, read the receiver's intentions, and react accordingly. Again, it does get back to the eyes. Additionally, working on techniques such as eyes on the hip can help defenders stay disciplined and avoid getting beaten deep. There's a big tendency to go looking in that backfield the moment a wide receiver makes a move. You make a special emphasis, it should be on doing your job. Defense is a team situation. It involves 11 players on defense. They've all got to be doing their 111. This is true whether you're playing zone or man coverage. Believe it or not, man coverage is team coverage as well. So put an emphasis on that as well. And our final common mistake is tackling technique and physicality. DBs are often the last line of defense. We're responsible for making open field tackles. A common mistake is poor tackling technique, including improper form, lunging, or failing to wrap up properly, which is probably the biggest one. This can result in missed tackles and additional yards gained by the offense, and you just can't give those kind of yards up to them. Coaches should emphasize the importance of tackling fundamentals, teaching proper technique, especially in the younger years, maintaining leverage, and the importance of physicality. Let's not forget that part. We've made it all about covering these days. You got to get guys down. Regular tackling drills and emphasis on proper body positioning can help defensive backs become more reliable tacklers. Teaching proper tackling technique can also cut down on injuries from tackling. You don't want to be missing games, especially with your top guys. Losing top players for extended period of time can hurt the overall performance of the secondary and the entire defense. Now, as a coach, it's essential to identify and address the common mistakes that are being made by your defensive backs. You've got to scout your own team and your own unit. By focusing on improving technique, eye discipline, communication, avoiding overcommitment, and enhancing the tackling abilities, your DBs can elevate their performance on the field. Encourage them to commit to detail. That's a big part of it. Discipline and continuous improvement can help defensive back minimize these errors and become reliable and impactful contributors to the team's success. We all know that the mistakes that are made in that back half are really accentuated because they turn into big plays. By acknowledging and learning from these mistakes, defensive backs can develop into well-rounded players that make a positive impact in their team's defense. All right, so my question to you guys out there is this, both coaches and players. Which one of these are the ones that you struggle with? Which one of these is the ones that your unit struggles with? If you're a player out there, which one of the mistakes that I've mentioned in this video is the biggest problem area for you? So go ahead and drop your answer to that question in the comment section down below. Be very interested in seeing which one of these things bring you guys the most headache. All right, I did say I'd have a couple of resources for you. One is my outstanding book, ebook plus softcover 101 DB tips. We now got this bad boy available in softcover version. Some of you said you love ebooks, but you really love physical books even better. So we've gone out and made that for you. It's the softcover version of 101 DB tips. Don't wait till you get in trouble this season, whether you're a coach or a player. Go ahead and have the resources available to you already. We talk about covering both in the slot, out on the corner, as safeties, zone coverage, man coverage, tackling, film study, just about everything. It's 101 of the best tips out there available to defensive backs, and it's a worthy investment. So go ahead and jump on that. I'll have a link in the description down below for you, as well as the All Eyes DB Camp members area. That's over 200 videos talking about coverages. We're explaining coverages in there, analyzing technique, giving you tips, drills, everything that you need to get to the top of your game and be an elite unit, be an elite defensive back, and lock down wide receivers from coast to coast. So 2 great resources for you. I have the links for you down in the description. Outside of that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and give it a like and a share. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting out great defensive back videos like this on a weekly and monthly basis, so you don't want to miss out on any of them. Be sure to hit that bell. And as always, guys, until next time, All Eyes DB Camp. Consistency breeds results.